What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 2 of the Game Mates weekly podcast. My name's Jack Valentine. I'm joined, as I was last week, by Duncan Chalmers.
Captain Duncan Chalmers this week, ladies and gentlemen.
Duncan saw himself a little film last night, and so he's come with attire and accessories, as you can see today, which I disapprove of, but I can't do anything about it.
Free country, damn it.
Yeah. How are you?
I'm good, honestly. I've been looking forward to this all week, so the fact that we're doing it is pretty swell.
Yeah, me too. Last week was fun. Had some nice feedback from friends and new viewers that I don't know, internet people alike, so it's been cool. This is kind of a, not last minute, but I mean, I was just saying to you before we started, one of the good things about filming this on a Tuesday is I feel like this way we get a lot of, I don't know if it just happens on Tuesdays, but a couple of topics broke today, which kind of made me slide our what previously were going to be our main topics aside.
Which was shit, honestly. Yeah. We didn't have much.
Yeah, I mean, there was something there. I had stuff. But the stuff that sort of came to light today is, I think, more interesting anyway.
Oh,
so,
yeah. Well, I got a big blank space there, so I'm glad this came up.
Yeah, me too. Yeah,
I would have found something.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask you, Duncan.
Yeah.
What have you been doing this week? Apart from, well, you can tell us about this fucking thing you're wearing here in a minute. So.
So I went to see Star Trek Beyond and The Killing Joke last night, which is actually really cool. I've never gone to a one-night event aside from, like, nostalgia nights at theaters. So I went to see Killing Joke, which, like, it was alright. I really, like, at first I didn't care a lot about the stuff that they put in the beginning, which is the whole internet controversy with, like, Batgirl having sex with Batman and stupid stuff like that. Oh, sorry, spoilers. It's out. Get over it. You can pirate it now. Now I'm just like, why is it that every single time a man and a woman have to have conflict, they have to fuck? Like, either before it happened and it's weird now, or it happened and made things weird, or they really want... Everything revolves around sex, and I get it, that's a pretty important thing for, like, humanity, because we need it to exist, but I just feel like...
biology class?
Yeah. I feel like it's just lazy storytelling. But once they got into the actual Killing Joke content, it was pretty awesome. Mark Campbell delivered some of my favorite lines ever written in graphic novels, and that's something I've always wanted to hear. So, can't go bad there. Star Trek Beyond, which I saw a couple hours after, was really, really awesome. At first I was really iffy because of those trailers, and then Simon Pegg flew to the defense of them, which at first I was like, you're only doing that because you wrote the movie. But no, it was good. It was like a really long episode of the original series with modern effects, different takes, obviously. They've got some weird stuff, like engineering is still way too big, and the bridge has too many screens, and they look different, future-y, and I get that, you know, the 60s idea of future and now are obviously completely different. Like, they didn't talk about having log tapes at all. But, you know, it was damn entertaining. And there was a motorcycle. And it was on a foreign planet. So, you know what? That was okay. But no, if you're even remotely interested in Star Trek, it's definitely worth checking out. What else did I do? Not much, really. I went on a long walk and played Pokemon Go for over 10 kilometers on Sunday. Which, you know what? I was outside, and I wanted to be outside, and that was a good excuse to do it. Sorry.
I don't care. If you want to... like I said, I've kind of just come to the point now, it's like, I know it's going to be gone in a couple of months anyway, so I'm fine with it. Have your time with it. While it's briefly come up, this is not something that I think anyone should use negatively against the game. It's just an unfortunate occurrence. It's somewhere in the US, I think maybe Massachusetts, if I'm saying that right. Massachusetts.
Do they even know how to say it?
I don't know. There was a story that broke earlier today about I think it was 5 or 6 friends walking around playing it at night, and someone in an SUV pulls up and held them at gunpoint, and then one of the people that was playing pulled the gun out because America, and they exchanged gunfire, and then both one of the players, not the one that had the gun, and the driver that held them up in the first place were taken to hospital with gun wounds. It's just like, for fuck's sakes. I mean,
Mew's really important, man. You gotta catch them all.
Yeah, I know. That's not really anything to do with Pokemon Go. It was on my mind, and that's very sad. So, that's cool. I'm glad you enjoyed Star Trek.
Tell me all about your life.
Well,
it all started when I was born.
Yeah, I was born in 1993. I've been doing a bit of writing this week. There is a new article right now up on the Game 8s blog, which you can check out about how...
Yeah. You liked yours enough to post it.
Yeah.
I threw mine in the garbage.
Why?
Because it was shit.
Doesn't matter.
No, it's because I was writing like 3 different things at the same time, and then I realized, wow, this is the same article, and there's no organization to it.
Yeah,
I can do better. That's what I'm saying.
Well, okay, I posted mine. So I was back and forth on that because I went back and changed a bunch of stuff, and
you need an editor.
Yeah. So
volunteer.
Yeah, if you want to work for Game Mates and not get paid and edit stuff for us, shoot me an email at officialgamemates@gmail.com. I think that's the email address.
Yeah, I don't know. I've used it twice.
No, I've been doing quite a bit of writing. I'm trying to think. I've been just playing some games. I finished Adrift finally, which we will talk about in a bit because that's one of my topics I'm bringing is like the kind of review for Adrift. It's a video game.
We crushed Prison Elders earlier in the week.
Did I play with you guys?
Yeah.
I don't think
we started with Drew, and then it was the 3 of us.
No,
we got yours through on a different day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I got the cloak with you, and I got everything else I could have possibly wanted.
We played a little bit of Destiny. I played Adrift, and then what the hell else was I playing? Oh, Gravity, because Gravity Rush Remaster, originally on the Vita, now on the PS4, went on sale, and it was a pretty low price, so I picked it up because I really like the game. They haven't really done much to it, aside from obviously adapting it to a PlayStation 4 controller, but I still really like the game. It's a lot of fun.
Did it take advantage of the touchpad?
No. Basically, the touch screen features in the Vita one were really cool because the limited button inputs to dodge attack, like you could use the face buttons to attack, but if you wanted to dodge, you actually had to swipe the screen, which worked really well because of course your thumb was right there.
Yeah.
So they've done the same thing on this one, but you can just press the right trigger to dodge now.
Might as well.
Yeah, like it doesn't really, but that doesn't matter. So and of course today Hyper Light Drifter came out. I streamed it for about an hour this morning. I did this, so like this is something as well. I mean, that the PlayStation, I wanted to get it on PS4 because I had money on my PS4 to use, and I've been buying everything on the PS4 lately, and the Xbox store updates so much better, or so much the updates they apply to the stores are so much more fluid. And this one, like I expected as usual, it's like, well, it's not going to be updated till fucking 1 in the afternoon here, so I'll have to wait. And then it turned out that it was on the store, but the store page hadn't been refreshed, so you had to go in and like search it. And then I couldn't even find it on there, so I ended up going on the app on my phone, buying it on the app, and then going into my purchase log, and it was there, so I could download it.
It's more annoying than Red Dead Redemption was.
Yeah, that was a fucking nightmare as well. But, well, yeah, because that I could just go to the store and be like, fuck it, I'll buy a physical copy and put the disc in. But this is like, So, needless to say, I played about 3 hours of it today. It's I think it's fantastic. It's really, really good. I don't really know if you can say like dungeons, because it's kind of like just areas you go. But I've already cleared 2 of them, killed the bosses and stuff. I don't see the game being longer than maybe 8 hours to play through.
That's what a lot of the internet's saying.
But there's a new game plus mode I know to it, which I assume will then carry it over your saves. I'm hoping that there will be, because as you start clearing the world, things kind of start coming back to life, and I'm not sure if that's.
I don't know.
I don't know if we're still recording right now, so I'm actually going to open my computer up.
Hey! Okay.
I guess we still are, but this is weird as hell.
Yeah. Oh well.
Like we said, raw and uncut.
For now.
Yeah. The computer just went to sleep, so I wasn't sure if we were actually still recording or not. So, yeah, Hyperlight Drifter, fantastic. But that's pretty much it. I don't even know. That's about...
I got on that Drifter a little bit earlier.
Yeah, you did.
2 hours. I really suck at that game.
It's a hard game. It's actually very hard.
I think I just suck at video games in general lately, so it's a learning curve, but it's really cool. I really love the idea of storytelling through pictures instead of words, which sounds kind of dumb, and then you get into it, and then you just fill all the gaps with your imagination, especially because it isn't really like from my experience, which is even more limited than Jack's, like not really any quests there. It just builds the world. That's a really interesting idea, and it looks beautiful. Yeah. Given the, I don't want to use the word limitations, but like it was deliberately done to echo our past and everything we loved as kids.
But I don't think that the use of the word limitations is wrong. The game, I didn't realize this, it's made in fucking Game Maker Studio.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So, like, Hotline Miami's made in that, and Hotline Miami's awesome too, but Hotline Miami isn't necessarily like a good-looking game. It looks chaotic, because that's the theme of the game. Yeah. But Hyper Light Drifter is actually, like, stunning to look at. I would say it's probably the best pixel art game I've seen since Fez.
Yeah. I like the art style more than I did in Fez, but that's just personal opinion.
And but the color palette is very much the same, I find. Like, it's very vibrant, like very bright blues and sort of greens and stuff. So, but yeah, I think it's fantastic. Other than that, I mean, this week Comic-Con happened.
Yeah.
I don't really ever give a shit about that, but this, I mean, I read a couple of things about it. I heard the Killing Joke panel was an absolute shit show because the people, one of the moderators on the panel apparently called one of the audience members a pussy or something like that, which I think is just, I mean, the death of professionalism is just...
That's shit I would do. And I have 2 YouTube videos to my name.
Yeah. Other than that, like there was some trailers that came out. We were posting them on the GameX page. The Kong Skull Island trailer looks fucking balmy. Apparently, that's going to be set in the same universe as Godzilla, though. So they're setting it up for which I only found out just the other day. Doctor Strange, didn't care about that. The new trailer looks cool.
Yeah,
I like the
first trailer.
Kenedict Bumberbatch is his name.
I thought it was Benny Bun, complicated name. I don't know.
Benny Bun Cumberbum.
Oh, man.
That reaction is just, and I say I hated Batman vs Superman, but I thought the Justice League sneak peek thing was amusing.
Yeah.
But Barry Allen, though, the Flash, looks like a fucking twerp. Like, I don't know why his character is just this... Like, I understand if he's going to be awkward, but I thought Barry Allen... I don't know much about it, so don't... the internet explode at me, but I thought the Flash was supposed to be, like, a Peter Parker cool teen, not, like, this hyper dorky, like, stuttering...
Have you watched the CW show at all?
No.
It's kind of, like, in between, and they probably saw the success of slightly socially awkward Barry Allen on TV, because the show's great. I absolutely loved it. I say that, but I haven't finished the last season, so we'll see. So they probably want to cash in on that, but just like everything else DC is doing with movies right now, they failed.
Yeah. And I know that there's a lot of people out there that like that the actor from Game of Thrones is playing Aquaman, but I honestly couldn't care less. I mean, I don't really like the way he looks very much. If his tattoos were there, but they had him like a clean look. There's something about this, like, I don't know, the dreadlocks and everything. I'm just not feeling it. Anyway, I think we'll move on to some topics. And
oh, wait a minute. No. Just let me get this in here.
Oh, right.
All right.
Yeah, okay,
All right.
yeah.
I think it's going to be routine where I get really pissed off about things I'm nostalgic of. For starters...
While you do this...
Yeah. You're going to go get your thing?
I have a surprise for Duncan that I found in my storage room that apparently I've had for a long time, but I forgot that I had it. So I've got to move the chair, and I'm just going to I'll let him get into it so that when he's actually angry, he'll have this nice surprise to mellow him out. So, start the clock.
All right, let's go. Okay, Marvel, Disney, whoever I need to direct this to, what is your decision-making process with Marvel Ultimate Alliance here? Like, I absolutely loved the first game, but the thing is, I never purchased the second one because back in the day, $30 was way too much money for me, which is embarrassing, but whatever. Why is it that you're giving it to us now for $80? When did the first game launch? I remember you could get that and Forza 2 as a combo. And like that was damn close to the launch of the Xbox 360. I don't know precisely because I don't want to look it up because I get more pissed off when I look at a year. Anyway, I understand the first game had its DLC pulled because of licensing issues, but you guys have literally infinite money right now. Why couldn't you just pay your way into getting all that DLC for those two games? Why is that excluded? I'm going off of Steam comments. I will admit that right now. Anything that I may say may be incorrect. I will admit that. But why does it run like shit? Why are the controls making it damn near unplayable? Especially when the camera angles in at least the first game and a little bit of the second kind of sucked. Like, let's get real here. Those were terrible camera angles, but you know what? The game was so much fun. We all looked past it. Everything about this, once again, makes no sense to me. I understand that it's being published by none other than Activision, so obviously everything's worth full price! I want those back in my life, affordably.
You're right.
Yeah, I'm good. It's just everybody doesn't understand how to make us happy.
I've never played Marvel Ultimate Alliance.
They're
I'd
so
like
much
to,
fun.
but I'm not going to pay $80 for two games.
I'll buy it for a Steam sale. Or no, I'll probably buy it on 360.
I'll tell you something that'll make you
Xbox
happy
One.
that you don't have to pay anything for, though.
Alright.
It's what I'm going to bring into the room
All
now.
right. I'm
So
ready.
You've got to look towards the window.
But I can see a reflection in the window. I gotta close my eyes, too.
Okay, yeah, close your eyes.
Jumps to Enterprise. No idea what's coming behind me.
Duncan.
Prepare.
It is the NBA.
Why do you still have him?
It's the NBA's very own James Harden. And he's going to be our third member for the podcast.
Oh, man. We left him in some weird places.
We did. Hang on.
How much backstory did we give on that without being at risk of a lawsuit from somebody?
I found him in a dumpster.
Yeah, we still... That's an intimidating face.
It's just a memento. It's just a memento from a previous workspace. But I mean, NBA 2K16, cracking game. Never played it. I hear it's good if you like basketball.
Yeah.
But we've got this guy here now to watch over us. So.
Oh man, that face startled me a few times.
What's great now is I can put in the caption for this episode with special guest James Harden, and people are gonna flock to the video and watch it.
That's
if
perfect.
we could even have like just this as a thumbnail with him behind us, and then it's just you're taking it off now.
Yeah,
I told you.
It's gotta go. It's irritating my neck. I'm sitting still for too long. Now it just showcases the fact that I'm overweight. We'll sit like this.
So yeah, this guy. I mean, he's gonna emasculate us all. Really, he's just hands on him. Like I don't know if this is to scale either, but he's. I mean, if it is,
he's probably substantially taller than that.
probably.
He's a basketball player. Yeah, I think it's a requirement to be 6'6",
Right. So, I've got to send a text in a minute. Because I've got to.
What does that mean?
I'm just saying that I can't do two things at once. But I'm gonna take a minute to move on to our topics. So you've done your Marvel Multiple Lines piece. You're good with that? Okay, cool.
It was a little weaker than my last Nintendo.
That's alright. Nintendo gave you a little more ammunition, I will say.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
This bloody computer.
How the fuck is that cheaper than 2 games?
I don't know, mate. Well, so having said that, Duncan,
we should probably go into the settings here and make your screen not disappear.
Just so that then it won't, because I think doing that will make it not do it.
Yeah.
I think we're figuring it out. Technical difficulties. I was going to say something about that though, because I was thinking about that more this week. Because you put it on my brain, Duncan. You made me think about that NES.
Mm-hmm.
Why are we even paying for any of that when you can get a ROM on your PC or an emulator?
Because we can plug it in right there and have no issue.
It's I can plug my computer in there though.
Yeah, my biggest thing is that every time I've emulated, it's been just off enough that it ruins some games. Super Mario RPG on the Z, when I tried to run that on ZSNES, it didn't work.
Right.
I got to a racing sequence and just couldn't continue. So there's relevance to things like that. I just don't want to. I have no problem spending $60 on a piece of hardware that comes preloaded. I mean, 30 games is worth it, but it's just one of those things that it should have been more. It should have. It's and it will always be. Why can't I give you more money?
That is old news, Duncan.
Yeah.
Let's move on to new news. My topic that I was bringing individually was Adrift. I'm gonna talk about this for a couple of minutes. There's really not a lot to talk about. I am gonna don't know if I'm gonna make a written review. I don't know if I can be bothered. But it doesn't
sound like there's enough to do.
There's enough to talk about from a philosophical standpoint of what the game's going for. Well, no, there really is though. Because are you familiar with the game's the development of the game at all?
Development, no, I haven't really been following it.
Do you remember when there was that guy? I think his name's. Fuck, I have to look him up now. I think his name's something Orth. Alex Orth, maybe.
I don't know if that's supposed to be an R or a TH through the accent.
When they announced Xbox One's online only, he was the PR rep that was get over it, deal with it.
Oh, deal with it, nerds.
So he was fired from Microsoft.
Yeah.
He went back to game development.
Yes. Okay.
Adrift is I'm
surprised they didn't make it PS4 exclusive.
Yeah, no. So if you haven't seen the movie Gravity, if you have seen the movie Gravity, it's kind of like that. You are basically a lone astronaut floating around space. You have control of what you're doing, of course, but trying to survive this catastrophic event that's occurred, and simultaneously, gather remnants of your crew and then repair the space shuttle and get out of there. The first I want to say half hour to an hour of the game is really difficult to actually feel anything about, because they don't give you anything to it's a really immersive experience. The sound design's great, the minimalist soundtrack is great, the visuals are beautiful, seeing Earth below you and the wreckage and stuff is really great to look at.
All of that sounds like something I'd be super super into, but I can sense this huge butt coming.
Yeah, that's it, but it just doesn't give you any kind of you kind of know what you're doing, but it's only really giving you this robot voice that kind of says this and that now and again in the background, and little arrows on your mini map of where to go. And then eventually you start finding audio logs, and that's when the game started engaging me, because you start hearing about these astronauts that were on the
been available in the very beginning of the game, though.
Yeah, so you start finding them kind of like, but what's cool is you really have to, like, sometimes it's like you enter a corridor and you'll like just see one floating, and as you sort of float past, you grab it and then you can listen to it. But a lot of the times it's so easy to miss them, so I think the game wants to encourage you to explore, which I would have done a lot more of had the one main mechanic behind the game being this survival mechanic where everything you do uses your oxygen. So you're moving, if you use the boost, moving too fast, taking any kind of damage from like a zap of electricity from like an open wire, it all drains your oxygen. And so you're constantly having to worry about this thing, and so I never felt at peace enough to be, and I know part of the point of the game is that the sense of exasperation and the unknown of like, this is it, like what's going to happen to me now. Like, I get that that's what he's going for by making this game, because of his own personal experience of like having a job that was great and then him kind of fucking it in one swift move. Like it's actually kind of poetic, but at the same time the game just, I don't know, like I feel like it was way too drawn out. There was the game feels pretty good to play, but the zero gravity mechanics are really finicky, because you can basically collide, like just brush against an object, and then your character's sent completely out of whack, and it just becomes really difficult to actually control. So by the end of it, I was just like, okay, I'm really done with this at this point. And there was several occasions too where the mini-map just kept fucking me up. Like you couldn't, the font with your objectives that appears in like the top left-hand corner of the screen is so small that you can barely see what it's saying.
Okay.
And from that, then I would be like, okay, well, I'm going to have to rely on the minimap, because I can't even see what what my objective is. So I'm just relying on these little diamonds on the minimap. But then because of the zero gravity mechanics, of course, there's zipping, like you can never really tell which angle you should be looking at them from. So it's difficult. It's just a tricky game for unnecessary reasons.
Okay.
It's a cool experience. I would recommend it, but I would say wait till it's on sale. And if you could, like, honestly, if you could cut like 2 hours off this game, it would be better. So
that sucks.
Yeah. And I put down Hyper Light Drifter as a topic too, but I've already spoken about it enough, I think, for what we were planning on really talking about it for. So yeah, but it's unfortunate, but that was really the main thing I was trying to get done this week was just get done that game to be able to talk about it. So just it's okay. It's just like it's an alright game. So yeah. Do you want to move on to what our main topic?
No time like a present.
Cool. So I actually didn't mean to do that, because I was going to drop it and then
I'm gonna swag.
Just caught it. I'm going to open this little guy up. I've got a story right here.
I can get some stuff too on it, actually.
So, news about Nintendo's new console broke today, and I'm going to quote... we're going to experience some news. Did you get it? It's like a pilot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you did it last week, I think, too.
I probably did. So That's
a thing we do!
I pulled up a Polygon article here by Allegra Frank. And the report is as such: Nintendo NX will be, and I quote, portable, cartridge-based console. Duncan, this already sounds bad. Nintendo next console will be handheld, come with its own display and use cartridges, according to Eurogamer. Several sources gave these and other new details to the website about the still unnamed system currently known by the codename NX. The NX will include detachable controllers that sit on either side of its screen, according to the report. It also comes with a docking station to connect the system to a television to use as a traditional home console. Unlike current generation consoles, however, Nintendo's upcoming hardware will use cartridges, Eurogamer said. This choice of media speaks to its dual status as a console and handheld system, although the size and format of these cartridges has not been confirmed. One source told Eurogamer that the console will not be backwards compatible with other Nintendo systems, which, I mean, if it's going to be cartridge-based, does not come as a surprise to me.
No.
Skipping ahead a bit here, the system reportedly uses an NVIDIA Tegra mobile processor, which we previously heard from the Wall Street Journal last fall that Nintendo was going for, quote, industry-leading chips, end quote, to power its new system. The NX, Nintendo decided against debuting the NX at E3 2016 this past June, instead electing to unveil the system later this year. It is slated to hit retail in March of 2017, with games like Breath of the Wild, which I'm very excited for, and some newly announced third-party projects, such as Just Dance 20, whatever the fucking year they are on now, 20XX, and Project Sonic.
Well, it'd be the next year from what it is right now, so that'd be 2017.
I think, yes, 2017 I suppose so. Yeah. Duncan.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about anything anymore, because it's all speculative. What fucking cartridge in the world is going to be big enough to run alleged next-gen games?
SD cards come up to 2 terabytes now.
Is that some...
What
does like a Blu-ray disc do, though?
What does it do?
Well, I know what it is.
You put it into a machine and it spins and
I know
it gives
that.
you content.
I know that. How much data does a Blu-ray disc hold?
God, I want to say it's no more than 20 gigs.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, no, the numbers are fine. It's just weird. Like, I would have expected that to be based digitally, but then I remember it's Nintendo, so why the fuck would they ever do anything digitally correctly?
Well, I'm fine if it's a Nintendo machine. I like buying physical Nintendo stuff because their storefronts are a fucking nightmare to navigate, and I don't ever want to go near them. So, but some of the concept images that are set, and I assume you've seen them too. It looks like a gamepad. Screens, I mean, probably about the size of something like this. Maybe about that big. And then it's got these controls on either side of it. Now, I know we've already had discussions among friend groups saying people aren't going to want it that big. I would say yes, because this, to me, this is a small tablet. Like, I can hold it in one hand. So if I had something arguably a bit bigger than this, like the size of the gamepad, that I can put in a messenger bag.
Yeah.
In a little, like, when you buy it, it comes with its little sort of sleeve you put it in to put it in the bag. I'm totally on board with that. My one gripe is this, and they have confirmed this thing is going to be more powerful than Wii U. Thank fuck.
It had to be.
Yeah, it did.
It really had to be.
But apparently will not come anywhere close to current gen, which... Okay, they're not trying to compete.
That's not even impressive at this point in time.
No.
Like, you could say it's going to match the Xbox One and PS4. Like, okay, they had 2.5 years on you. Not to mention that stuff was kind of... I don't want to say obsolete, but it was not impressive when it launched.
Right.
That's how consoles work. It's a fact.
Yeah. I don't know. We don't know much about it, and this again comes at a point in time where... Tomorrow, Nintendo might actually speak out and say no.
We know when it's going to happen. They're going to launch a direct right before Gamescom. They're going to try have everybody talking about that.
That's true. I just mean like because we've been burnt already by the fact that there was that little controller that they showed with the screen on it looked like a Dreamcast controller.
Yeah.
That they were like that patent broke, and then they were like, no, it's not a real thing.
Yeah.
So, but. It's not a lot of information. I don't know if this makes sense to them. As long as this handheld thing is powerful enough to run a game like Breath of the Wild to the fidelity that we saw it at E3, and this brings me to something, because Breath of the Wild is really the only game we've seen running that we know is a game that exists and is pretty much ready to come out to shelves now. It's got to have more work done on it, obviously. But the stuff they showed at E3, that's on a Wii U. So that's the only game that we know exists that we've seen any actual gameplay for that is going to be on NX as well.
Do we have that as confirmation? Like, has Nintendo, like...
That it's going to be on NX?
Yeah.
Yeah, and the point I was going to bring up was Aonuma, when he was asked at E3, is it going to have any NX-specific features? He said no, the game experience will be identical and unchanged on the NX. Now...
That's good, because the last time they did that, it was
fucking stupid. But now it's got me thinking too, well, is it going to be different at all? Like, anything. Like, is it just... And the Breath of the Wild looks gorgeous, so if it's the Wii U version that they just directly port over, I guess it just got me thinking, well, if it is just a small step up, like, maybe that's what they're going for, is it is going to be this handheld hybrid, literally just like the Wii U, but you can take it physically on the go, and I can play that anyway, come home, plug it into the dock, take the controls off, and play like that.
I don't want to play with a controller that big, though. I don't know how important that is to everybody else, but the 3DS XL, much larger than that on a handheld, and it's going to be... Like, you're right, the portability is there, especially if they can make it thin enough, like... Never mind.
Yeah, no, I get where you're coming from. A big question then that comes up too, because it seems like even the 3DS is like on a very tight, thin wire with this.
Yeah.
Battery life.
That is my... Yeah.
Because if this is going to be a console that basically has, internal processing units that are similar to a home console, this hybrid system, what kind of fucking battery is going to be in there that's going to keep it alive?
45-minute one. Great for a 20-minute commute.
Yeah. I just don't understand, because I understand from the home perspective, like, if you're going to be home, just have it plugged in.
Yeah, exactly.
And then if you want, you can go to bed and take it and play it in bed. But I'm just thinking, like, how, like, if I want to take a 2-hour train ride, is it going to stay alive that long? Maybe they're going from the perspective of people that are commuting on buses and trains and stuff and in public places. These parks often have, little plugins now. Maybe they're trying to capitalize on they could have peripherals for the first time ever, such as battery packs, like just things that you can keep in a backpack that you can plug it into, like an iPhone, to give it extra life.
Yeah.
And I can see them. That would be Nintendo stepping in a more marketing oriented, like a sort of a business oriented direction. But it would almost be a nice thing to see, because Nintendo for so long has just made, like I said last week, toys. Where the Wii U is just a toy, and I don't...
Repeatedly shitty decisions.
Yeah. And this thing, like, I mean, it sounds peculiar, but they said that the Wii U, it's not trying to really replace the Wii U, and it's not trying to replace the 3DS, it's trying to exist in there. I mean...
Which is silly, because you're supposed to move forward, not laterally.
Yeah, but, I mean, the Wii U, I think, is really just kind of floating at this point. It's not really moving in any direction.
It knows it's going to die.
Yeah.
It's just doesn't want to pull the cord yet.
So I don't know. I mean, that's kind of what we know, and a bunch of other shit that I just threw out there because I'm ranting. But what of this do you want to be... Yeah, what of this do you want to be true, if any of it, and what would you want to see on it, going forward in the news?
You know what I want to see? Here, I'll be back. This is quick, impromptu. Oh. This is really what I want to see. I do like this. I want to see something like this, Nintendo. It doesn't even have to follow this. It's just, I want this to be primary. The focus on how you do things. Because nothing else works. That's not true. Nothing else works as well. Oh, I like those paddles a lot.
Yeah, it's a nice controller. Oh, can you get by that?
Oh, yeah, I'm good. I don't have to focus on these, like... Maybe it'll work.
Well, that's... So, from the little patent they showed, the screen, and then it has the controllers, and then the controllers detach, and it just made me think of the Wiimotes again. They actually have, like, the analogs and then buttons, but I'm thinking to myself, I'm someone that actually likes to play claw on a controller. Like, I like actually, like, using my analogs and pressing face buttons like that. I just like that. Like, I like doing it. Yeah. The Elite controller took me away from it because you've got the paddles. Yeah. But for my PS4 controller on games where I like have to, like sometimes I like having, especially where the analogs are low down, I like having just how I like to play. But it just screams in the back of my mind, toy,
Yeah.
and I just think, like, what if my analog breaks on one of my controllers? This is like an integral part of the system. Can you buy replacements for it?
Do you know anybody who broke their Wii U tablet though?
Yeah, me.
Really?
It stopped work. It just stopped working.
You're the only person I know.
Yeah, I had to. My first Wii U.
That point backfired completely.
Yeah. No, I don't. Other than that, though, it just one day I hadn't done anything to it really. There was one part of the touchscreen which like just was like dead near the top of it, and then the charger stopped working, so I couldn't do anything with it. Luckily, I found this like not like a subreddit, but like pages online where people that had either broken the tablet or broken the console and were looking for a replacement of just the one thing.
Okay.
So I managed to sell the console on its own for like $120, and then just bought a new one. Yeah.
Yeah.
But because it was well outside of the year's warranty.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I from that perspective, don't get me wrong, I get it. But again, going back to the whole like it's like a Wiimote. If I'm putting the screen dock under the TV in its little docking station, and I've got these controllers, I'm not saying there's going to be any motion control. But this is Nintendo we're talking about.
Well, yeah,
like,
one of the first things I thought of with Breath of the Wild using that was, look around, man!
Yeah. So, and the same, like, I mean, I criticize it a lot, but the same with, like, aiming with the gamepad for the bow. I say, fuck that, just get rid of that. But at the same time, when it comes to both Wind Waker HD and Twilight Princess HD, it was the only fucking way you could play, because, of course, the tablet is laid out where the buttons are under the analogs. So you have to, like, you couldn't use the left analog, you have to use the right one.
Yeah.
So you had to aim, then draw an arrow and release. So it didn't make any sense. So you literally had to... Yeah.
I got nothing.
You had to use the motion control. So from that perspective, I'm like, I'm okay with minor things like that. I just don't want stupid motion control that's in your face.
Yeah.
But I just can't... Whenever I see two of those separate little controllers, I can't shake the feeling of just flinging one off, you know? They get it too.
All 25 of you.
Yeah.
Which is way more than
there's like 40. I think there's like 4. I'm going to check that.
That's impressive.
Right.
Shout out to the friends of friends and family who I shamelessly threw these videos at, so I appreciate that.
I think my sister watched it.
Yeah, I know mine did.
I haven't told my parents where to find it because of the
I told
comment
my
you
mom.
made about my mum.
Yeah, I told my mom. I also told her about the more questionable content that was in there.
Bloody bastard.
What?
Are you? I see you, mate. Look at that, mate. 21 on Hyper Light Drifter.
That's out. That's
45.
Hey! 45 great people. Well, 43 because I'm sure one was me and one was Jack.
I am banking on 100 plus because I'm going to put his name in the title.
Oh yeah.
Get ready, guys.
The man, the legend.
The man, the myth, the legend, James Harden. Yeah.
I'm really... I want to go back to loving you, Nintendo. But the only thing that's working is nostalgia, and you still can't do that right.
And that's the thing for me that I don't want to cave to ever. And it's just like you putting a new Zelda out there that really you know that I love everything about the concept of Breath of the Wild. When they had that trailer at E3, I was like, I actually don't know what I think about this. Like I wasn't super into it, but then as time went by,
the gameplay.
Now I'm like, okay, now I get it. I get it's a complete deviation. This is an actual Zelda
why it took them
RPG.
So damn long.
Yeah, so I'm sold on it, but I'm never gonna buy another Wii U for this game.
No.
For me, it's gonna be just as valuable to just get the new console, dive in head first, because it'll be a launch title. And my main thing that I want to see, as a side note, and I know it's a stupid menial thing that doesn't matter, I really want an achievement trophy system.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't really matter, but it just, for me, when it comes...
help people log hours on an otherwise useless system.
Yeah, when it comes to offline-centric games, like, I think of games like Skyrim. and I love Skyrim. Would I have bothered grinding every little thing to get to level 50 if there was an achievement? Probably not, but I did.
50, slow down.
Yeah.
Don't look at my Steam profile.
Well, the maximum in that game is weird, but like same with like, I mean, they've changed games, but like I think of a game like Zelda, especially Breath of the Wild caliber, where you have these like I think they confirmed there's only like 4 dungeons in the game, but
like actual dungeons,
but then there's all these little mini ones, right? So like all those mini ones you don't have to do, but you know, gold achievement,
exactly.
Complete
100%.
every one of those.
Yeah.
Then there's the dynamically spawning mini bosses just out in the world. You know, kill
each
all
unique one
in each
like
sort of province of the game. There's 2 or something. Kill each in this province, and that makes so much sense to me. And I will probably do that if there's incentive to do it from a game perspective.
Yeah.
But if you kill the boss and it's like, cool, you get 10 rupees or whatever it is, it doesn't really matter.
Don't forget the heart piece.
Right. But then going into it, like if they actually give me incentives like that, like I would love it. The other thing for me, Nintendo, it's a weird thing too to talk about so early before we even know anything about it. But if all this is true, speculating again, this is all true, I would like to see a price tag no higher than $349 at launch. $350.
You call
Canadian.
Canadian? Good luck with that.
$299 American. Wii U launch territory, but they know they can't market this as a handheld for anything more expensive than that.
That's true too.
But they can market it as a lower cost home console for that price.
But the strategy of losing money every Wii U like hardware sale didn't work very well for Nintendo.
No.
At all. But maybe that was just because of the console itself.
Yeah.
So. And
it was marketed as if it was a peripheral to the Wii, which no one understood. But then that, again, kind of ties into my other one, which is Zelda. Great. That is really all I will need day one, and it will keep me tied over for a good month, if not more. But I need to know that something I can also get day one that I'll have on the back burner, just in case I think I'm done with Zelda for tonight. Mario Galaxy 3.
Yeah.
Metroid Prime 4. It's time.
You're not going to get that.
Retro has been quiet for so fucking long.
Do you really think that they want to sully the name of Metroid after launching like that stupid... I can't remember the name of it. The co-op one in the same
Federation
year?
Force.
Yeah,
yeah, I do.
Force.
Because I think that I think that is the absolute... I think it would be the epitome of what Nintendo is trying to go for now, because they have tailor-made this game, which apparently is quite fun if you have people to play with. But it's Metroid fans see it and they're fucking disgusted by it because they're just...
Because it's got the name attached to it.
Yeah.
That's the only reason.
And then you come out...
I'm almost out.
You come out not only with the best looking fucking Zelda in years...
Yeah.
New fucking... Because I would say... 3D World on the Wii U. It's fun. It's not real Mario.
In what sense?
It's designed like it's not like a real 3D Mario game. I feel like it's designed purely...
It's 2.5. Really.
Yeah.
It is far, not design, like visual or how it plays, but like the idea of it.
I think of like Mario 64, Mario Sunshine, Mario Galaxy,
all
all meshed together.
Absolutely not.
Though it's a different genre. I want that. And it doesn't have to be Galaxy 3, but just a new proper 3D Mario game.
Honestly, I'd rather get another Mario Maker than that.
Fuck no. I got bored of Mario Maker in like 2 minutes. Yeah.
No way,
we played it one night, and like the first...
It's got like a faux achievement in the sense that you can get new stuff and all this. Like there's a collection system.
But I just don't... Again, I think the whole nostalgia thing of that, I'm like, okay, it's 2D Mario. Which when I got my Wii U originally, I'm like, oh cool, Mario Bros. U, I'll get that because it's a cool launch title.
Too easy.
but I just never even beat it because
No.
I didn't find it too easy. I found it challenging because I'm not good at those games.
Oh.
But I also just don't like. I'm like, okay, it's just another Mario level. It's another Mario level, and people make insane stuff. Don't get me wrong, but I don't care. So
that's fair.
Yeah.
No, what I was gonna say is expand on it. Super Mario Maker is a great starting point. Then expand into that Sunshine, Galaxy, stuff like that.
Huh. So like you mean like Level Maker 3D?
Yeah.
Huh. That would be.
I would expect that to be a wild success. They wouldn't have to make another one of those games.
Yeah.
They could focus on continuing to disappoint us with their own titles.
Right. But the Metroid Prime thing is a is a long ball or a shot in the dark. But I think about the fact that Other M was not done by Retro directly because Retro were taken off to work on Donkey Kong Country Returns on the Wii. Then they did Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze on the Wii U.
Yes, sorry.
And so that was 2013. So you have to imagine when that game released, they probably could have been concepting a new game for the next system because Nintendo knew a year into the Wii U's life that it was fucking gonna fail. The system.
I knew before it came out.
Yeah, the system. I think to this day has only sold like 11 million units. It's a fucking disaster. But I think about just the premise of having doesn't have to be Metroid Prime 4, just Metroid Prime.
Yeah.
Redesigned, like repurposed on this console that then kind of makes sense to maybe they have some quirk that this console is going to have. Like then we're digging into the individual. But I'm. Bring it back in. I just want there to be more. Like Zelda for me is enough because Zelda is one of the things that got me into gaming. So it's like a lifeblood of gaming to me.
Absolutely.
So that's enough. But if you can come out, give me an extra 2 reasons to get this console day fucking one.
Nintendo Land 2.0 done exactly as promised.
Yeah, that's true.
And even still, I'd be so weary because of the actual product that we got. But as far as like a party game goes, like Mario Party is too much of a stretch. Did you play Tank Tank Tank?
Nope.
Really fun for a little bit. The idea of like the 2 controllers and then pull them apart and stuff like that. If each person got 1, and you can go up to 4, like say 4. You're just driving around shooting things. Buttons there and driving and aiming. You could combine that and like a more traditional like. Did you play Battle Tanks on the N64?
Never did.
That is something I would kill to have back. It's so much fun. But yeah, just something simple like 1 analog stick. Maybe hold 1 button to adjust it as aim or have it strictly auto aim, stuff like that. Just like, and I'm focusing on tanks because those are the 2 things that popped in my head with I want a Battle Tanks game back, and Tank 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 was fun. If you can combine the mere concepts of those, I think that we would see fantastic success.
I'm glad you mentioned N64 because I actually missed out on my N64 career was composed of my mum buying my dad and I this console for Christmas. Without my dad even knowing. Okay. She got him Ocarina of Time because we'd seen the adverts on TV and it looked like this crazy adventure game. But Mario was supposed to be for me. But I liked Mario. It took me, I think, a week after I got the game to realize you had to jump into the paintings in Mario 64. I wasn't a very bright kid. In fact, I was. I think I was a very smart child, but I think my imagination peaked at I'm playing this thing with buttons and it's appearing on the TV. It was such an video games I'd never been exposed to. I was like 5 years old when I got the N64. But I would watch my dad play Ocarina of Time, and the idea of like these, we were going through Deku Tree and the Deku Scrubs giving you the order that you have to take out the ones before you go to Queen, like crazy. Like I thought that was insane. Yeah. But my N64 career peaked with Majora's Mask. That was the last game I got for it, because it was one of the last games released, but I literally only have had Ocarina of Time, GoldenEye, fucking Rogue Squadron. I think I had Banjo-Kazooie, because of course I had Banjo-Kazooie. Yeah. And I think Majora's Mask. Like, I had no games.
If you had to have the shortest of short lists on the N64, you didn't miss anything.
Well, I think of like Star Fox. I never played that.
Oh yeah, I suppose.
I never played. Christ, man! Like I never played Perfect Dark. I never played because a lot of like Turok and these, they're not like amazing games like Dark Forces or like what's it called? Shadows of the Empire.
Oh my god, you're right. That wasn't the list.
Yeah. There's games there that I really did miss out on, but I did have some PS1 exposure as well through family members. But like my N64 career was shoddy at best. But I think they think they've got something good going with the digital library now. If they came out and said, yeah, this console's not backwards compatible in any way, shape, or form, but we are making a proprietary emulation system which is going to allow you to download a massive catalog of GameCube, N64, and they're all going to have achievements attached to them. Yeah.
Just throwing it.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
It's not just my wallet.
Yeah.
I like that.
You mean what the NES Classic should have been, right?
That's what it's. So that's it. Like I think I'm wondering if they're really experimenting with, because Nintendo is one of those companies that really doesn't. They think they know their fan base, but they really don't.
They really don't.
I think that they're dipping their toes in the water this to sort of say, are people really interested in our old games? Will they spend money on our old games?
Obviously.
Yeah. So give them this a storefront that works.
Nostalgia almost sells as much as sex.
Yeah, and I like it because I think about it and I'm like, okay, day one. If Zelda's the only game worth having day one on the Wii on the NX, that's fine. Because I hate to say it, I have never played Mario Kart Double Dash. I have never played Mario Sunshine. I never played Luigi's Mansion. Like my GameCube career fucking sucked too.
Oh man, mine was worse than yours.
Was it though?
I had Smash.
Was that it? Wind Waker?
No.
Twilight Princess?
No.
Oh, fucking hell, mate.
Yeah. I think it was Smash and... I can't think of a single other title I owned myself.
Man, you know a fucking cracker of a title that was completely undershot? I would say underrated. It's a very underrated, forgotten game. We should do this every week. Think of a game that is fucking fantastic. And 13.
Yeah, I remember reading about that Nintendo Power and really
X111.
wanting it. Yeah.
I got it when I lived in France, and so unfortunately there was no English audio track. I spoke fluent French, which was fine, and the French voiceovers were actually really good. Like, it sounded fine. It was based on I think it's based on a French comic book series about someone. It's set in like the 80s, but it's very much it's supposed to resonate, like sort of echo the assassination of JFK, where your character is an ex-American soldier who is framed or possibly framed after undergoing some kind of MK Ultra mind control thing to assassinate the president. The game follows these events. You're on the run, and then you're recruited by a military officer to try and uncover this big conspiracy. The game was fucking fantastic. But anyway, that was a really good GameCube generation game. It was on. I think it was on everything. But I was in a pawn shop the other day with Pawn.
Yeah.
Pawn.
I just like.
Thank you. But that's how I say it.
I know that.
Yeah.
I knew what you meant, but these people don't.
Yeah. Thank you. I saw it there, and we were both like, "Oh, fucking hell, we played that!" Like it was just one of those games. There was the multiplayer in it was really cool because you could customize it to the level you could Smash Brothers. So you could go in and say, yeah. So like it was like 4-player split screen, and you could say, okay, small map, and you had the maps. And they were constructed in a way that you could like reduce that if you wanted it just to be like literally 4 hallways and no weapons except because you could smash bottles and pick up broken pieces of glass and throw them at people to kill them.
That's
like
badass.
Yeah, so you could make it just broken bottles for your weapons, like just stupid shit. But like it was
that
really
sounds like a blast.
Yeah, that was fantastic. But yeah, give me digital emulation of classic games that just work. If it is cartridge based, it would be a dream come true to have some sort of 3DS compatibility, but I don't think they're going to do that at all.
No.
So I think that's
They say they want it to sit side by side,
Yeah.
but what they really want is to overtake them and then leave them in the dark through successful sales, which should be your strategy anyways.
I think too that if they launch this thing and it exists side by side with the 3DS, then 3DS sales will probably continue. Like I know, I have not bought a game on my 3DS since
Majora's Mask.
Yeah, so it's been a year and a half since
Same
I bought
here.
anything on my 3DS. I bought the new 3DS, the Majora's Mask one.
I bought it because I wanted it as a collector's item, and I've barely sunk any time into the game. It just looks so beautiful, and I wanted to have it.
Yeah, I think I just need to start like a new game on it and go from the start again.
Did I ever tell you what happened to me?
No.
I just closed it, clamshell.
Battery died?
Yeah, twice.
Oh.
Yeah, so I had to do the same thing a couple times. Like, I just don't want to anymore.
Yeah.
I've already played it so much.
Right. See, my memory of Majora's Mask, because N64, but a caveat of my N64 career as well, which is why I didn't have many games, why I didn't get through them very fast. I was only I was only ever allowed to play on Sundays.
Oh, wow.
It was my Nintendo day, because
I got a half an hour a day, so that's...
See,
I actually was better off than you.
Kind of, because on Sundays I could play like 2.5, 3 hours. So kind of gets there. My mum, I had a very like kind of rigorous school schedule, and then I had like music recitals and stuff because I play violin. But Sunday was my like prime time, and for some reason I had games that lay unfinished, but I was fucking playing through Ocarina of Time for the 7th time. Like it was just stupid shit.
Just that good.
But Majora's Mask came out, and because of the nature of the game, I remember as a kid being like almost intimidated by it. Like I would be afraid to try because I'm like, well, I'm just going to run out of time and I won't be able to do it.
Exactly.
But now with...
Made it really hard with half-hour time frames.
Yeah, exactly.
I would sneak a lot. Oh. Catvasion Part 2. The cat
Very big cat coming to say hello. But with... everybody loves cats. The internet.
Yeah. Yeah?
Yeah.
I can't think of a single person who doesn't.
But with the 3DS version, like I just didn't find myself being like I was never worried about that. And I actually the game is probably one of the easiest Zelda games. I fucking flew through it. I got done all the temples. I'm missing missing one but there was temples like the first one, no problem. I remember the first one in the swamp back of my hand. The second one hit me really hard and I was like, man, I actually don't remember a lot of this.
And then
one
of the boss fight, and then like the second level, and that's about it.
The Great Bay did really quick, but the build up to the Great...
I love the Great Bay.
That was the music, and that was really cool. Stone Tower Temple, I was really lost, but I beat it in like an hour at the most.
Yeah.
But then now I'm missing one mask that I have to get. That I don't have to get. I can go to the moon and fight Majora.
Yeah,
but I'm like,
won't be super cool.
I want to get Suit's Fierce Deity. So, I'm just like, okay, like I actually haven't beaten the game yet, like officially.
Which mask are you missing?
Mate. The Up All Night mask. The where you have to listen to the woman's... I just can't remember how to get it, and I refuse to look up a fucking guide for it. Cause,
that's the way to do it.
Another one that I'd missed was because you need to get like the sun and the moon mask.
Yeah.
And then you get the wedding ceremony mask. I'd never done that quest like on the N64, so there was stuff for me on this that I'd actually never done before.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's I know I've had the mask that I'm missing before, and I can't in the back of the recesses of my mind I know how to get it, but I just don't want to look up a guide for it. So
thinking back to those two games really showcases that Nintendo's creativity has dropped off. I say that because like playing as a wolf to me versus collecting, what is it? I don't want to say 30. That seems too high.
24.
Okay, 24 masks, or like having to learn all these songs.
Yeah,
which it's just something about them. It's a lot more charming, I think, is a good way to put it.
Wind Waker is the peak of that, I think, because they had the songs, but then the exploration side of Wind Waker, like charting the ocean, like was so cool. And I think that Breath of the Wild is really bringing that back.
I hope so. I want little sprinklings and everything from every single game before.
Well, I think that, you know, with the sense of Wind Waker using, you know, having a telescope as the first item you get, it's like, as a kid playing that, I was like, why the fuck do I want a telescope? But, like, it makes so much sense because you see those islands off in the distance and you see, like, the shape of them and you're like, that's a great fairy island. Like, I'm going to go there and get, like, an upgrade for my quiver.
Yeah.
And then Breath of the Wild, I think of the idea of being up on this, you know, climbing this massive mountain and seeing the next temple off in the distance and then gliding on the little parachute, but then landing in the forest and finding a whole new area where I'm like, well, no, I'll leave a marker on the map there, but I've got to go do this other thing first. Like, I want to do something else. So that, to me, is what I'm like, okay. So I think they're going to really... That's going to be a really good game. But, yeah, NX. I'm really excited to hear more. I really just want, like, I hope you're right about the unveiling.
Me too.
Because Gamescom is in 3 weeks' time, and we're gonna have a predictions episode, obviously. But I just want them the day before to say, tune in tomorrow. We've got some stuff to tell you. Nothing else, like no big hype machine, trailer, an announcement of an announcement. Just say, do this.
Yeah. And
then, bam, like hit us with everything you've got. Give us a sizzle reel with a bit of Zelda. Give us 2 other big launch titles. Give us some specs. Give us a price. And that was something else that I was going to say too. When I was speaking about pricing and the bundle. Please, for the love of God, Nintendo, don't make it one of those things where you like dice everything up and separate it all as a package. If it's going to be this handheld hybrid that can connect to the TV, don't sell it as a handheld then force me to pay $80 to get the attachment to connect it to the TV. Make sure it's all in one.
Oh, that they have to. There's no way that it makes sense to do it any other way.
I know that this, if anyone will ever do anything like that, it's them. So
EA might do it, but deliberately.
Yeah. Hey, we're gonna sell you the game. The game's not in the box. Like, you have to go back to EB Games and you buy the box, and then it comes with a code.
Yeah, it's like box, season pass, disc, 3 different things. We're waiting for it.
You go online,
Mass
punch
Effect
the code
Andromeda.
Punch the code in, and it brings you to a page where they sell you a 3D printer where you print the disc for the game you just bought.
$5 to access your ship.
Yeah. Duncan. We're a little less than... I was hoping to keep it under an hour this week.
Me too.
That's fine. I just went off on a time. I've been speaking a lot, and I apologize.
Oh, don't worry about it.
I've been overshadowing you, Duncan.
Not really.
Okay.
I think I was pretty loud at the beginning.
You were, while I was getting old Mr. Harden here. So, before we go, the topic that we were going to talk about this week before the NX stuff came up was I suppose, I don't know what the word I'm looking for. Just there was rumor or word today that Destiny was receiving its final patch on the last gen systems, obviously Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 respectively, and a lot of people are kind of course chuckling, saying, you know, the system's 11 years old, it's a surprise they've even supported it this long. A lot of people are actually being vocally upset though, saying, you know, well, I'm still playing on that system, and I guess we wanted to talk a little bit on just how, like, why are you even still on that system at this point? Like, is there any reason for you not to have upgraded? Obviously money and stuff like that, but
I did the math.
We did
55 cents a day to the day today. That's all you needed to save up to buy a console priced at $499.99.
Yeah.
I want you guys to think about that and then shut your goddamn mouths.
This probably will come up next week because I know they're doing a lot. We're getting close to Rise of Iron, and I know we're both interested in it. I'm like, nah, all right.
I'm not.
You're not?
No, I'm so pumped.
Oh, you're
I'm
pumped.
ready. I want it now. Wow, I'd rather hit 335 first, but I want it now.
I'll see. I don't know yet. We'll see. Duncan.
Mm-hmm.
What is going on this coming week? For you, what are you doing? Are you playing Batman day it comes out?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
August
My
2nd?
goal is to get through Hyper Light Drifter before that.
Okay.
I mean, it's only one episode for Batman,
Yeah.
but I mean...
That's going to be... you're going to want to digest that. You're going to
Oh, man. Everything about it looks like exactly what I want it to be. Are this like a fork and a spoon? Like, is it spaghetti?
I'm just kind of... I have the napkin in my hand, and I'm
Okay.
getting ready to just...
You're just prepared to wipe your face off?
Just lightly dab, and then...
Yes, because you're a gentleman.
Set it over my knee and resume, maybe with a glass of brandy, and just...
I want to have alcohol. I don't have much at home.
We can have some alcohol soon, because we're going to do a stream of Kambara, a game that I only discovered about 7 hours ago.
That's long enough for me.
So, that's gonna be going live probably, if not tonight, then the next couple of days. Other than that, you're gonna be playing Batman. I'm skipping Batman because
Entirely?
no, I'm gonna wait.
Okay.
I'll probably wait until either what I do with The Walking Dead is wait until the whole thing's out.
Yeah,
Or-
I can't do that with new Batman content.
No, I might wait till 2 or 3 are out though. Mainly because Abzu comes out the same day.
That's fair.
That's one that I'm like really pumped for. And then I'm probably still going to be playing Hyper Light Drifter because it's got a very... If you're a trophy hunter, Hyper Light Drifter has...
There's a ton of stuff hidden in that.
Yeah, it's a very achievable platinum too. The one trophy that's going to be hard in order to succeed in getting that platinum is beat the entire game without dying.
Yeah, absolutely. I won't be able to pull that off.
I feel like where I'm at now, I've already gone through... I die and die and die and die, go and upgrade, and then actually get to the boss and beat the boss the first try. So I feel like once I get to New Game Plus, and then I don't know if they're going to do like New Game Plus and let you just keep going with all your upgrades. But if I can go back in with every upgrade, I think I could do it. But
Did you go up top in Hyper Light Drifter?
Yeah, I've cleared that area.
You cleared up top?
Yeah, the boss up there was a fucking piece of work.
Okay.
Yeah.
So go elsewhere first? I'm kind of
I would
where I'm sitting right now.
I would say the right. Have you been right at all yet?
No, I went up top.
Most beautiful place you'll ever see in your life.
Cool.
Real or fictional.
That's high praise.
It is, but it's true. I like that. I like that the beginning of these episodes is so uncomfortable, and then by the end of it, we're like super comfortable. I just wish. I'm sure that by the next time we do this, it'll be like we'll get into swing of things.
That's good.
I'm gonna be playing Abzu after I'm done Hyper Light Drifter. Other than that, though, I've been itching for a deal. I keep stopping into EB now and again, our respective game store, where we both have like friends and acquaintances and a lot of history. We'll leave it at that.
I don't want to get sued.
I don't know if they can do that though. I mean, it doesn't matter. It's like saying I did a thing once, whatever. But nothing.
Some of the stories I have, like
yeah, it's true. Yeah, but yeah, Abzu, and then the following week, No Man's Sky. So that's gonna consume me.
I'm gonna dive into Necropolis as well.
Yeah,
yeah.
Nice.
I'm gonna be doing some. My PC is in no way, shape, or form ready to do any kind of streaming. But I'm going to be playing Necropolis with Nine-Toed Nick. So I'll leave a comment with the link to his Twitch feed on this video if you guys are interested, and I'll also post it when we go live. He's a good friend of mine. I've been playing video games with him for years. He's going to be in and out of streams and stuff like that if we all have the same games, most likely. So keep an eye on him. He's a cool guy.
Yeah.
That's that's
pretty
my
much
plan.
says it.
Yeah.
Duncan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Thanks again.
Thank you.
That pretty much wraps it up, guys. Of course, Duncan gave a shout out there to Nine-Toed Nick. I, of course, Jack Valentine on Twitter, am at Crumpet Butterer. Duncan, you are?
I'm just at Duncan Chalmers. I'm pretty
That's
boring.
correct. You can follow us individually, or please, if you have the time, follow at GameMates. We are posting little blurbs here and there, just like random little news tweets, and of course, first-hand links to any streams or new articles going up on the blog. I am currently working on one that both Duncan and I will end up contributing to, though he's unaware of this at the moment. Is a best of 2016 list. I've got a couple of entries already, but I want obviously Duncan's input because I know Overwatch probably belongs on there, but I don't have as many nice things to say about it as Duncan does.
It's crap.
Yeah, so I'm not as exactly.
You didn't even play like 18 hours a day to learn how to play the game.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
I don't know.
You
Exactly.
having sex with ladies and having a full-time job or something?
Something like that. Along those lines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish I could play video games for 16 hours again.
Yeah.
Don't you miss having 2 months off where you did nothing?
What are you talking about?
Summer break in school when
Oh.
we were kids.
Yeah.
That was great.
Except it wasn't. It was like the worst time of my entire life. I hated summer.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah. No, I just hated summer because like I never bothered getting my driver's license because like I was like, oh, I'm moving to a city. I can't be fucked. And then I realised I've got an entire episode without actually using any Englishisms. I haven't said
Squeeze it
I
in,
haven't
squeeze
said
it in,
bollocks.
squeeze it in.
The pissing bloody bollocks shit wank tit thing. There we go.
And there you have it.
I didn't bother getting it, but I would just like so I wouldn't see friends very often. I would kind of get carted around when it was convenient. My dad was going to work. I'd catch a ride super early somewhere with him. Last summer I was at home. I was still playing that. I played Max Payne 3 the entire summer to do New York Minute and New York Minute Hardcore mode. Do you know what I'm talking about? New York Minute, you start each mission with 60 seconds to beat the mission. And every time you kill someone, it's 3 seconds to the clock. Every time you kill someone with a headshot, it adds 6 seconds to the clock.
That's ridiculous.
If you die on the last enemy of the mission, you have to restart the entire mission.
Well, yeah.
New York Minute, and that gives you a 100-point achievement for beating. New York Minute Hardcore is the entire game in one sitting, and if you're on the last mission, you die.
How long is a game?
Probably in that game mode, 8 hours.
Oh, God.
Nah, maybe 6. New York Minute regular mode took me longer though, because you have to take your time.
Yeah.
Because holy fucking mother of God, it was annoying. Because I remember being on the last mission and the mechanics, you had your bullet time diving mechanics, and you'd slide down something and kind of get caught, and then he'd ragdoll, and you couldn't. People would just stand there shooting you, and you died. And it was okay, fuck. That was the last enemy. That was the last room, and the missions were long too. It was a big game. So that's a fantastic. That's of all the HD remakes. Fucking give us Max Payne trilogy.
Yeah.
Because Max Payne 3, perfect. Max Payne 1. It's fine. Max Payne 2 is good. Max Payne 3, great. Thank you very much for watching.
Cheers.
This has been episode 2 of the Game Mates podcast. Be sure to follow us on Twitter, follow us on YouTube, and check out our blog sometime. We also now have a YouTube channel, fucking YouTube.
Wow.
Yeah. Twitch channel. It is just called Game_Mates because everything with the name Game Mates that I tried to put in was fucking taken, and I'm not adding numbers onto it. It is Game Mates, and that's what it is. I probably not going to stream to Twitch as much as YouTube. I like streaming to YouTube a lot more because then it archives it and you can edit it and it's right there. I understand the relevance of Twitch. I understand that's what the kids like. I like YouTube. That's where it is.
I'll get it figured out. I'll take care of you. Lowest common denominator and all that shit.
Thank you again for watching, guys. Be sure to leave us a like, subscribe, and until next time, this is Game Mates signing off.
I'm going to bed.